Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody needs to cut out hundreds polygons and they need to save wood and time. So if you cut these out and join them up, if you had them joined up like this, you would cut this line twice and it's going to scorch both edges. But if you draw it like this, where it's only going to cut that one line, I must have a copy of that. But let's just do this, and it's really kind of easy if you just think about it. Luckily, it's a 4-inch polygon across. So we're going to set our nudge factor on 4 inches with nothing selected. And we're going to take this first one, and she's trying to get as many in her laser bed. She didn't say what size the laser bed is. So I'm just going to kind of do it to here. So I'm going to nudge that over, but I'm going to nudge it over again. And then I'm going to take, and I'm going to go to object and convert it to a curve, take the shape tool, and I am going to select all these nodes and right click and break it apart. I'm going to take the virtual segment delete key. I'm going to delete that line. Now I'm going to put it back. Control D and make a duplicate. So every one of these, all the way across my page, you're not going to get that one in there. Is good, because you can see that it's only going to cut that. It's only going to cut the lines it needs to cut. So it will save her quite a bit of cut time, but it'll save her a little bit of wood too. So we need to move this down. And what I've always learned is take an indexing line, and we're going to put that indexing line on the top and on the midpoint of that. So the top and the bottom. Let me make sure I'm on, and I am. Then I'm going to take my parallel dimension tool, and I'm going to go from the top down, holding down my control button so it's perfect. And it's 3.46 inches. Set your nudge factor on 3.46. Make a duplicate and move it down. Now you see it's wrong, but we've still got it selected. Let's go back to 2 inches and select them all and move it over 2 inches. So that's about as many as you're going to get on my bed. So what's happening now is that is only cutting out, well, that's the first one. So on this one, we actually probably need to go in and take the shape tool, and because okay, I need to, whenever you see that, you need to convert it to a curve. And then take the shape tool and select these nodes and right click and break it apart, go up there and cut that out. Now, all the other ones are going to be good. Well, no, I forgot a step. So let me just back up here. I forgot that we need to do that. So what we can do is back up, put it in place. Let's just nudge it down. I forgot we needed to do this. I believe they're all curves. Yep. So we can select them all, grab the shape tool. I need to select them all, then grab the shape. I ought to be able to grab them all with the shape tool. Tell you what, let me try grouping them together. Control G. That normally doesn't work. Yep, it's gotta be ungrouped for this to work. But I just did it. I mean, you could do this one at a time, but I'm pretty sure we can do this. But it's not letting me do it. You know what? I'm going to try this. Let's try this. Let's go up to Object and combine them. There we go. Now we can go through here. We don't want to, well, we can just break it apart. Right click and break it apart. And then take your virtual segment delete key. And if you hold down your Alt key, it helps you kind of draw a straight line. We're going to miss some of it. You don't want that last one. You don't want that cut. We're going to have to go back and cut these. I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit. And you're going to take some time doing this. So a lot of times I don't know if it's worth it, unless you had to cut out more than one page of them, you're not going to save that much wood, because now we can move that up and now you've got individual lines. The only bad thing is you're going to have to do it again, but you can only do every other one. So now we need to set our nudge factor to 3.46, grab it all, hit the plus key, and then move it down twice, and then move it down again. So these are individual boxes, you can see, but the top's not. So we need to take the top again, go up to object, convert them to curves. Yep, now it worked. And then just grab all this, make sure you get them all, right click, break apart. And what that does, that allows you to cut them. And we'll just, and see, this way you're doing actually two rows at one time. And then, so you only have to do it a couple of times, because you can just keep I would turn off your indexing lines, because a lot of times that will stop it from cutting. I'm going to hold down the Alt key. The Alt key also is anything it touches. You just don't want to do that last side. Well, in this case, you do, because it's on that end. So on this end, we don't want to cut it. So I hope you're understanding that. So we're doing 2 rows at a time. And in just a second, we'll only have to do this one more time. Okay. And then move that up, select them all and move it up. Well, we missed I cut a line I shouldn't have cut, but that's real easy. You could add a line, and that's going to be a little half cut. But now we're still on 3.46. Hit the plus key, and see, now we'll go down one more time, and we'll just have to cut these. I'm almost thinking maybe you could cut, maybe cut the bottoms and the top all at one time. I'm going to go up to object, convert them to a curve, and so I'm going to try to remember not to cut that line. Right click and break apart. I wish I knew her bed size. I would just give her this file. So now I want to remember not to cut that line. So this is going to save her quite a bit of wood. Doesn't take that long. If I didn't have to talk and think about what I'm saying, people listening to me, I could already had it done. I don't know why it's cutting those nodes. And if I would have been really picky, I would have broken apart, not the middle node. That way I wouldn't have to be cutting this extra line. I should have thought about that. Maybe I'll do it on the next one, just to kind of show what I'm talking about. I wasn't going to do another one, but I think it's kind of cool. That's one thing I like about Corel. You can just back up. That one I must not have broken apart. And if that ever happens, just grab the shape tool and right click, break apart. That's what I did. I just didn't encompass that one. All right. Now let's move this up. All of them. See, those are the ones we've already done. So you've almost, well, this isn't my page anyway. I was using somebody else's file. So let's do one more. And we won't be able to get them all on this page, but if we duplicate, because I really want to show that you don't have to, I'm going to try something different. Okay, I got to convert them to a curve. And if you have no plans ever to do, now if this was a square item, I could just get you to use tag cuts. Now what I'm going to try to do is just get the top ones and right click and break them apart. I'm trying not to get that middle one, if you see. Now I'm going to try to get these without getting the middle ones and see if it's not easier. Right click, break apart. Now we should be able to just, I don't want to delete that line, but I can delete this line. See what I'm doing? Now it's cutting away both lines because I didn't break that middle one apart so the line continues. And if you ever had to do this with square boxes, tag cuts would be the way to go. And if you haven't, just search one of my videos. So we've done more than a page in just a few minutes. And if you ever run into this, just delete that last row. Hit delete and you're in there. Now, what I would strongly suggest is go ahead and Control G to group it and hit P to put it in the center of the page. That way you know what. So you're going to get a lot more. Well, you could get equal amounts by having a cut them twice, but I bet you're going to save 25, 30% cut time. Anyway, I hope that was a little bit understandable and helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.